ever since Jason and Ian were little, like I told them one thing over and over and over again. I said, you can do hard things. And the reason I told them that is that a lot of times if you ask people why they're not doing the things that are important to them, they say, I tried, but it was hard. And I wanted my sons to have this thing embedded, this seed planted in their thinking, in their self-image, that hard meant that they could do it, not that they couldn't. And that worked out really well for them, and now it gives me a lot of joy to see them planting that same seed in their sons and daughters. Well, Black Belt Camp is full of hard things, and on a particular day, the camp had just finished an exercise that we called the Gauntlet, and what you're about to see is a little conversation we had about doing hard things. This is one tough group of kids, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
And the big kids, too. You know, you come in here and you've got kind of a preset idea of how hard you can push yourself, right? Even people that aren't in karate, they have these different levels established in their mind of what they're going to do, how they're going to respond when something gets hard. And karate is meant to have you recalibrate that, to reset those levels. How many of you found out you can do more than you thought? Yeah. How many of you think you could have done today's workout on your first day of camp? Or how about when you were a yellow belt? No, see, already you've reset your levels. You know that you can push yourself harder than you could before. I remember when I was in college, that's when I earned my black belt. And you know, back then there weren't so many kids in karate. And so when I got my black belt in college, I was kind of the young guy still, because most of the people who got their black belts were adults. But I'm sitting there in my college classes, and it's at a point where academically it's getting kind of hard. And you know, in college, you're not really competing with everybody else in class with you, but you kind of are, right? I mean, if you're the smartest one or the dumbest one, it's kind of relative to everybody else. And I'm sitting there with all these other college students, and I remember one day when martial arts were really hard, and I looked around at everybody in that room, and I thought, I've done harder things than just about everybody in this room. I've done things that I couldn't even begin to explain to the rest of this English Lit class. And I thought, and I'm changed. I'm different. I can do harder things than they can do. And that empowered me. So, what I want to say to you is that today is good, and resetting your levels of how far you can push yourself is good, but it's really just the first part of the lesson. Because the second part of the lesson takes place out there in the real world, right? Because when you come in here and find out you can push yourself harder, it's not just for karate. Right? It's for math. It's for getting along with other people. It's for handling all different kinds of adversity. What you learn in here, you're meant to be putting it to work, Alex, out there in the real world. So today was important because I would suspect that almost everybody today went way beyond what you thought you could do. But I want you to think about how to apply that lesson in the other challenges that you face out there in the real world. Because we're in training, right?
Sir.
We're not in training for black belt. We're not in training for karate. We're in training for our real lives. That's the most important part of the lesson. Sound good?
Yes, sir.
I'm really proud of you guys. I am so excited about the Black Belt Spectacular. 2 weeks from today, Master Jason?
Yes, sir.
Is that right? I'm going to be there, sitting in the front row. Are you guys going to come?
Sir.
Cool. Well, I'm very proud of you guys. Stand up, please.
Yes, sir.